Hello, GenRight Nation. I'm Tony Pellegrino, and this is Tech Talk. Tech Talk is something we do at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time every Wednesday. And today is March 3rd. Wow, we're already into March. And, or actually, isn't it the 5th? I don't know. But anyways, it's a pleasure to be here and have you guys joining us. If you are joining us live, thank you, because we are here to talk about my favorite subject and yours, Jeeping. Driving them, building them, whatever. You guys can simply type in a comment and we will get to as many of those as we can. So include as much information as you can, and I will certainly try and answer all those. Let's see. Jennings, who we got watching so far?
Let's see. Jerome Balky says hello, GenRight team.
Nice.
Sean Johnson says hello from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Wow, cool.
Terry RSTL says, what's up, everyone? It's been a while. I had basketball practices every Wednesday through the winter with my youngest son. Finally got some time back. Can't wait for the episode.
There you
Rick
go.
Turner says, Arkansas Rick here is ready for school. Matt McDonough says, hey, guys. JC Cologne, hello, everyone. Cameron Harris, what's up, GenRight family?
All right, Cameron.
Hi, Cameron. Gavin Huddick says, hey, Tony, can those new Vision X lights you showed on Aftershock be wired up to the factory aux switches and still utilize all the features, turn signal, high beam, and backlight?
Okay, that's a great question. In fact, I just answered, I don't know if you're talking about a JK or JL, I think JL, but this center section was originally designed from Vision X as a daytime running light, okay? So on a JL, there's a green wire with, I think it's a yellow stripe on it, and that will operate this as a turn signal. And you just tap into that. There's an extra white wire on the back of this, and you tap into that for that. Otherwise, yes, you can just run these like normal on those switches, and the rest of the light will operate, just like you would like it to as a driving light. So, good question.
Okay, Robert Lavoie says, what's up from Whittier? Gabe is watching from Seattle.
Nice.
Chris from New Mexico says hi.
Awesome.
Richard Peterson says, greetings from Lodi area in NorCal.
Nice.
Michael says, hello, GenRight. Snowboard Life says, hey, guys. Jeremiah Ayers is watching. And then on Facebook, we got our usual friends. Mark Lawrence is watching, and Pam.
Hi, guys.
Laura Coda says, hello from Michigan.
Nice.
Travers Enslow says, hello from Washington, GenRight. Alex Israel says, hello. How's your dog, Alex? How's she doing?
He's on the East Coast.
Mark Davin Glass says, hey, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great day.
Nice.
Stephen Draper says, hello, GenRight crew, watching from Georgia. Anthony Chevalier says, hello, GenRight Nation. Let's see. Rick Harrington, what's up, GenRight team? Hope all is well.
I think Anthony's the one that came and picked up some parts for me at TDS.
He's always our what's for dinner guy. Sean Flaherty says, howdy, Tony Jennings and GenRight crew from Simpsonville, Kentucky. Really appreciate you taking the time each week to do Tech Talk.
My pleasure.
Troy Merritt says, hello, Team GenRight
Big
from
Troy.
Nebraska. Hope you're all having a good week.
I talked to him a lot today.
Ari says, hi, everyone. Hi, Ari. Albert Gutierrez says, hey, GenRight. And more are still jumping on.
Nice, nice. Okay, well, we got a few things to talk to you guys about. If you saw the thumbnail for today's show, we are going to unveil our brand new JK cage. I've got a few slides here, but we actually have the Jeep here in the studio. Featured products I was going to talk about. Our brand new inner fender let's see if I can find it over here to show you guys for the JL, for you JL guys or JT. Right now it's in our new product section. If I don't go too fast here. It's the super ventilated one like I have on Aftershock. Is that it right there? Yeah, so we make these for our EXS, which is what Aftershock is, and then we make them for the standard JL as well. And these are really nice. This might be kind of light to see because I know you get kind of blown out.
I adjusted it, yeah.
But what I was going to mention is that we've added a video. We just did a full install video for these. And if you're interested in this inner fender with all the extra venting here, what if I put on a picture like this? And there you go. That's probably a little bit better for you to focus on. It shows you all the extra mounting brackets and what all is involved to install this. Of course, this one right here is shown with a coilover shock, but we do offer it with the standard shocks. And like I said, this will fit a JL or a JT. So that's our feature product for today.
Fred Campo says, I just ordered one. Are they shipping?
They are shipping. In fact, I was fielding questions from somebody installing one today. And not only are they shipping, but we finished all the instructions, which are super detailed, and then the video. So go over to YouTube and check out the video, which is pretty cool too. All right. The brand new JK cage that is very much like our JL cage, right? So when we introduced the JL, all the JK guys felt left behind. We finally got this done. And the good news is, for those of you watching, I have 2 left of the old cages, and then everything else is the brand new cage like you're seeing right here. So if you order one, we've got them both on the website right now. So you can go over to new products and you'll see this cage there. You can order them right now. Delivery is end of March, early April. So we're just in the process of, laser cutting and bending and boxing, and but this one was the first one. Test fit, checked out. Everything's freaking awesome. I'm super happy. A couple of the highlights for everybody. We raised both harness bars and added our little side plate. By raising the harness bars, that pushed the X bar forward, and that really allowed more interior legroom. The biggest feature on this is that we opened up the visible viewing area through the windshield. We put an ultra low dash bar on there, and that really is a huge difference on this thing. I'm going to switch pictures, and here it shows you the difference. So this is the old JK cage, and you can see how much further back from the windshield frame that's at. And look at the new one. Ooh. It's just like the JL. It's tucked up in there real tight. We also, on this one, did the round tube where the old one was 2 tubes that butted into each other. So this is a big change on these. The front handles are included. Boy, this one, I wish the angle was a little bit different on this one where you could see the dash bar, because the new one is substantially lower.
Nice.
So
that's my Jeep, by the way. That's why I'm so excited about it.
Let's see. By the way, we're calling the old one V1, the new one V2. So when you go on the website, you'll see that designation as well. Here's a side shot with the windshield down, without the seats in it, so you can really kind of just focus on the tubes themselves. And you can see that there's lots of tubes. And by the way, there's 40 bolts that hold this into your Jeep tub. So it is very securely fastened. And not only did we include the side plate like we did on the JL, but you also got the gusset here. And of course, this one's got the aluminum roof on it. And when we spin around, I'm going to talk to you about the removable B-pillar and some of those other features that we always talk about. Let's see what else we got here. And here it is with seats. So same picture with seats. And Jennings has got the PRP seats in the front, but we also tested it with the factory seats. So there's plenty of room, even to slide it all the way back for a big guy, well over 6 foot, can move his seat all the way back.
Tom Cantwell says, you know my question. Haha, JK two-door?
I knew that was coming, yeah. I didn't know that. We haven't worked on it yet. This was a big undertaking, and we've got, next we're working on our JL Stage 1. So we've got some giant projects right now that we're working on. So, just
Dang, that
no
Jeep looks
no
good.
rest. So, yeah, definitely a very nice product. We're very happy to release this. And then let me see what else I got here.
I love it. Oh, cost on the new cage?
The new cage $34.99, so it went up $500.
What a deal.
Not bad considering all the improvements that we made, and with everything going up, it's no surprise, that's for sure. So that gives you a good view through the interior. But I think what I want to do, I think that's the end of the pictures, right? Oh no, there's a close up of your visibility around the dash. But we've got the
bad.
actual Jeep right behind us, so we're gonna show you the real thing here. All right. So
By the way, that was the reason why I waited so long for a cage, because I felt like I wouldn't be able to see through the windshield.
Yeah. You're not exactly a tall person.
No. So I'm very happy with it.
Yep. And then I am going to talk about events after we're done with the cage stuff. So just bear with me. Let's show everybody the cage. Let's spin around. And you're going that way.
Oh!
Whoa. Here, why don't I come on the same side with you, and then I'll
Beautiful Jeep is here in the
flick
flesh.
on that light. Yep. And let's talk about cage. So I folded down the windshield so it was easier for everybody to see. So a couple things I want to point out. In this model year, she used to have the little tweeters that stuck up. So now we're going to make a plate and mount them straight up, and they'll bounce off the inside of the windshield. By the way, the newer Jeeps, all of the speakers are flat and bouncing up. So all we did was duplicate that. Noticeable on the new cage, this extra gusset, and how low this dash bar is. And that's a really good thing because it gives you more visibility out the windshield. One of the things that we did, not only is it lower, but we actually sized down this bar. This is 1 3/4 instead of 2 inch. Again, giving you more visibility, and really, really nice. And this continuous tube, this is what we did on the JL. I happen to like this. We do this on all of our other cages. TJ, YJ, CJ, LJ all have this kind of a tube. Like I mentioned, front handles are included. The other thing we did was we moved this brow bar forward. It used to be way back, and that really laid these V-bars back. I didn't like that, so we moved that forward too, which moved the cage forward, and the top, which is really nice when you're not running a windshield, if you ever do that. Of course, we've got the tubes that are welded in for the Freedom Top registration. And then like we did on the brow bar and the dash bar, 1 3/4, these spreader bars are 1 3/4, but we kept all the outside perimeter bars 2 inch. So the main bar that runs across the top on the B pillar, the main bar that runs across on the C pillar, those are all 2 inch, and including these are all 2 inch. So it was really these interior bars that it's not as critical that they're 2 inch. 1 3/4 is more than enough, and that's the same way we have it on our JL cage as well. So
What's the weight on it?
these are typically 300 pounds. So that's pretty normal. Yep.
Let's see. Off-topic question. What ECU system do you use on Terremoto? Holly?
Yeah, I use the Holly Dominator in particular.
DJ Slimersky says, I just got done with version 1. Would you say version 2 is safer? If so, is there anything with V1 should add after install to make it safer?
No, I think V1 is in fact, many customers have tested it. V1 is perfectly safe. What everybody wanted was this. This was the big feature.
That's what I wanted.
That people wanted to be like the JL cage. My plan is that we'll actually offer this little hoop and the side plate so that people with the V1 can put this on.
Yes,
now,
you should.
on V2, what we did was we raised the height of these two bars. They're actually both at the same height, but when we did that, it moved these bars forward. And by the way, this is something we did on the JL cage. We figured out that that was really nice to do on the JL cage. So in this one, we duplicated that, but this is the main feature that people were looking for on this. So, but the V1, all 2-inch, super, super strong for sure. That's what, well, Terremoto's like the original prototype.
You race King of the Hammers
I
with?
did, yes.
And like flop all over time.
Yeah, yeah. So
that's a very safe cage.
yes. And
Let's see, is there any testing on the V2 yet?
Not yet, no. No, but we've been doing this long enough that, we know it'll be fine. And by the way, we talked about in previous shows why we don't just make the outside 1.75 inch. Well, the JL and the JK are heavier vehicles than, say, the TJ or YJ. And you should run the 2-inch.
Deborah, she says it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think so too. I'm so excited.
So the 2-inch tube, when you look at the difference between 1.75 inch and 2-inch, is 0.25. Well, the difference in strength is the square root of 0.25, which actually doubles the strength. When you do the math, it doubles the strength between 2-inch and 1.75 inch. So that's why we went with the 2-inch on these. And it's really a great.
Oh, Deborah says she uses a booster seat to get a see over the first one.
Yeah, I know, because that one's not only big, but we weren't able to bury it down as far as we did on this one.
They're telling me you need to center that steering wheel cover.
Yeah, well,
cover or the wheel?
Yeah, that's the cover.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, I'll fix it.
Yeah, I look on the picture on the TV screen, you can really see it.
Oh,
yeah.
Sean Johnson says, can you still do a B pillar chop with the V2 cage?
You can. In fact, I have one out on the other side. I'll go around and grab that. But basically, what you'll do is you'll put on your half doors, you chop it. We give you the plates. Let me grab them. Just stay right there and I'll grab them. And then you weld the plates to the bottom and top. And then you've got yourself.
Would I remove the B pillar? I don't think so. Why do you remove the B pillar?
Because it gets hit. So, well, yeah, what happens is anything on the top right here, when you lean over into a tree or a rock, this is the first thing that's going to get tagged. Oh. By the way, if this gets hit, it's almost impossible to repair correctly to make your doors, your full doors, still fit and close nicely. Oh. So you really want to remove this. Yes, gotcha. You are going to get this whether you like it or not. Okay, so these are the plates.
But you can put it back? Is it easy?
Yeah, you just put it right back on. I have one that's already done. I'll show you.
Cool.
Okay, so let me set these down. This is what you're looking at. It's 2 plates, and this one gets welded to the top piece that you cut off. This is the bottom piece. So when you go to put it on, you've got this back and the pin that lock them down, and that's what you're going to weld in on each side. So when you cut it, even if you don't get it super square, you've got plenty of room when you put these plates in. Plus, when there's a little piece of rubber that comes with the kit that goes between these to keep it from scratching the paint. So, yeah, that's a really nice little kit, super easy to do. You can even take it to your local body shop and they'll do it for you if you're not comfortable doing that. Let me grab one that's already done and show you what it looks like.
Chris Carey asked, how do the Freedom panels fit with V2?
Perfect. We already checked them. We've checked this whole cage for the hard top, the soft top, everything, and everything works perfect. So that's a big thing for us. Okay, so here's the ones that I did for Terremoto, and you can see what we do is we add this clamp, and it'll clamp onto the cage. There's another side that goes on it once you're ready to mount it. But you can see it got scratched, but it's got the plate welded on there and it's all painted. So this baby would just drop on there. And then, when it's off, it's all clean with your half doors. And then it removes this whole thing out of your view. and, you know, from getting hit, which is really nice. Now your seatbelt attaches back here on the inside, and I don't know if they can see it or not, but see how this is a little bit shiny right here?
Yeah.
It's not like this. That's because the seatbelt bung goes all the way through and gets welded on this side and this side of the tube. So that reinforces the tube so that if you hit it, it won't crush. And that's really important. You'll see that in a few places. Wherever we weld in these bungs, they always go all the way through.
Cool.
And I'm going to remind everybody, if you say, oh, I'm not welding the stock, or I'm not going to run the stock seatbelts, you cannot leave these holes open. Every hole on the cage needs to be closed. Okay, that it is not acceptable. It is completely unsafe. You will compromise the tube, and it will snap or crush if you don't have the bungs in there with the holes filled. Okay.
Does the... Oh my god, where did that go? Hold on. What would be the expected body damage running V2 on a tip over?
Well, I mean, it depends. So first off, V2 connects to the tub exactly the same way V1 does. So they're built in that manner exactly the same. So we've added this extra pillar, this reinforced. By the way, this on your stock cage is just hanging in the wind. Okay, so if you hit this, you know, then your door's not going to close right. You know, you're just going to completely screw the thing up. So we reinforce this whole thing, and there's a tube that runs across. So we've really strengthened up this whole area, including the corner. So the factory cage comes to right here, you know, in this section. We moved it back so that if you hit this corner, it's got extra reinforcement in here. We did the same thing on the JL. So we've really beefed up the tub, and, you know, like on this Jeep, it's got a tire carrier, right? By doing this, you know, we've now added strength in this area. So, you know, when you're adding extra weight on the back, there's more support, okay? Not just the body.
Does it use the factory sun visors?
It does. The visors are connected to the windshield frame. So we can put that up. Just, they're not in there right now, but I can put it up and show you, you know, that it really fits nice and tight. And then without the aluminum roof on, there's room to put the Freedom Top clips down. Now you do have to trim them a little bit because we made this as far forward as we could, but everything works perfect, including. Everybody's familiar with these, right? That go up through the middle. These screw in right here and hold the top down on the JK, and those all lined up perfectly. So this thing went together beautifully. You know, we learned a lot from V1, which was done, geez, I don't even know how many, at least 10 years ago, maybe more, maybe 15, to the JL. You know, even the bending technology, the laser technology has all gotten better. So to be able to apply all that now to V2, this is really a fantastic cage, and certainly way out of the realm of something that some guy could do in his garage or, you know, at a off-road shop. This is really, really complicated and beautifully done. So. Yeah.
Is Jennings getting the aluminum rooftop too, or is that a silly question?
No, it's already done. So I don't know if you can see, but you see the tabs are already welded in, and those are run all the way here. Actually, right here is probably easier to see. It's the tabs. So and what we do, if you've never looked at one of our aluminum roofs, this is really cool because each of the tabs has what's called a clip nut that slips on it. So all you have to do is undo the bolt from the top. So you can run around with an impact or a drill gun and take all the bolts out without having to get underneath and hold it with a wrench. So, and then those clip nuts stay there so that, once the top's off, it's not the kind of thing you got to try and keep track of and where the nut go. It just makes installing and uninstalling the top really, really easy. I do want to grab the filler piece, so let me grab that.
Okay, we got more questions.
Okay, yeah, read them off to me.
Let's see. Is it possible to paint, or does it come bare?
It comes bare. And of course, you can paint or powder coat the cage once it's all done. I mean, we even have people that, you know, after they weld it, they love the way it looks, and they just clear coat it.
I'm going to powder coat it red.
She's going to powder coat it red.
Red to match
Okay.
the wheels.
This is a new piece that is completely different than what we've done in the past. Again, more like the JL. This is one that I was working on myself. So, but this fits up here, and what it does is it seals off the area. It seals off the area between the windshield frame and the cage, and it runs right on this seal up on the windshield frame and bolts down to the aluminum roof. This piece, you know, really makes a big difference, especially if you hit some weather, because otherwise the water, even moisture, will run up and drip down all over your dash. So this really makes a big difference in any kind of weather. So it used to be there was such a big gap there that you needed it because the sun would just beat in there on V1. But on V2, this whole thing is a lot tighter, and you know, because the brow bar is so much closer to the windshield. And that filler piece is really nice. I'm happy with the way that turned out.
Okay. Wait, let's see. Would the mounting locations be the same from V1 to V2?
They are. They're exactly the same. Yes.
Okay. Does GenRight have an interior tub spare tire mount that works with the cage?
So we sell a generic, I can try and pull it up on my laptop. You can keep showing them the cage, but we do sell a generic mount that anybody, we kind of fabbed it off of our tire carrier, and anybody can either screw it down or weld it on, totally up to them.
Jerome says, I want the B-pillar chopped so the skosh mirrors have a clear view to the rear of the vehicle. B-pillar kind of blocks them currently. Oh.
Yes, that would move those forward. I can imagine that there's going to be a lot of people that sell their V1 to get the V2.
And he asked, is the new brow bar going to interfere with soft top clamps? Current version is very close.
No, it works fine.
Let's see. There's more.
Okay, so this is what I was talking about. If you can spin around and show this.
What's the weight difference between the stock cage and the GenRight cage?
It's a couple 100 pounds. The stock, there's nothing to the stock cage. I've actually shot videos where I throw it down on the ground and it sounds like a Toys R Us swing set. You know, there's nothing. You are. It gives you a false sense of security with the padding on it and everything. There's nothing to it.
All right, what are we looking at?
Right here. So you can get this and put that on the cage or on the side or whatever you want to do. And we even sell some other brackets too that allow you to do some other things too. Because we make a mount for that to like go on a trailer and, you know, all kinds of things. So yeah, if you just go over to our website, you can see that stuff.
What is the mount on the outside of the A pillar?
The mount on the outside
Probably
of the
for my light.
Here?
Yeah.
Well, this is where the normal bracket goes. It's painted to match and everything, if that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, so it's not, it'll go back on.
Yeah, I can't.
And the dash is all
It's not like you can even
separated.
take some of the bolts out. If that whole thing's not gone, you can't put the windshield down. So, yeah.
There's a piece missing, right?
And I still have to remount the speakers. I got to make the little plate and mount those. But it'll be something that we offer. And then there's the side piece of the dash goes back on here. But what's really cool about this is that we've recessed this so that when you close the door, nothing rubs or squeaks. And what you can't see is there's another bracket right here that registers into this whole section of the tub. There's actually a 5/8 dowel that goes in there, and that's a big part. We're not just counting on this side piece right here. It's actually bolted into, and that's what these 4 bolts are. They're actually tying it into that tub going that way.
Okay, don't move. We got a lot of questions
Okay.
to catch up on. Hold on. Is the rounded V2 bar any stronger than the two bars welded together in V1?
Same strength.
Okay. Mark Lawrence says the filler plate also keeps the sand out. That's important at TDS and hammers.
Yeah.
DJ says no more two-piece filler pieces. Does the single filler piece work with V1 and aluminum top that would have been purchased in the last 2 years?
No, we sell a separate filler piece that is designed for the aluminum, and we're talking about this up here right now, not the side. This piece up here was a two-piece. Jennings, you just brought one in from the car a few hours ago, but I already took it back across the street. But it was just a two-piece design that still bolted down to the aluminum roof. But the location where the aluminum top ends is totally different between V1 and V2.
Any problems working around the Armor Light flooring?
No.
Not gone back in, but
No, it's not totally back in, but no.
will I have to like trim it more?
Trim, yeah.
Where?
In this area right here.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the other side's actually still in, but
DJ said his Armor Light fits well. Had to trim just a little bit.
there you go.
Are you Josh Nesser? Hi, Josh. Are you going to
Josh.
make mounts for coilovers to tie into the cage?
That already exists. So we make a little kit. You can see it on our website. So right now is this kit. I guess you can't really get over
really.
here. Let me change the picture on the screen. There's additional bars in here right now for non-coilover. And if you go to the coilover, you just remove these bars and then you tie it in. Let's see, I gotta go back this way. Right here. Okay. So these bars come down on both sides and tie in right behind the back seat. When you do the coilovers, they occupy this space, and then we have a kit that ties the cage in. That's what I run on Terremoto, and a lot of our ambassadors run that same tie-in kit as well.
Summer says, I think I need an aluminum roof now, too. I think so.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Well, it not only looks good, but I can tell you, I have.
Is the aluminum top V2 also?
Yes, the top, the filler piece is specific to V2, and we have those also for V1. So don't worry, we sell those for V1. But that 1/8-inch thick aluminum roof is also Ultra 4 specification. So this is the same thing that they spec for racing.
Okay, quit moving. Thanks.
Okay.
Let's see. Have you tried a fastback hardtop with them?
I have not. I haven't tried a fastback hardtop, but I have tried the Best Top fastback soft top. So
Does the aluminum top fit under a soft top?
no, because these holes aren't there, and you can't get to all your stuff that you need. So I'm not saying that you couldn't make it work, but I'm not going to tell you that it would work under a soft top.
Okay. Let's see. Your B pillars look like they were never put back on once they were cut off.
Mine? No, they
Yeah.
never have. Yeah, they never have.
Looking good. Watching from Oregon. Dwayne White, will that be the only variation on D pillar? Will there be a vertical D pillar with full length roof?
No, this is the only, because this is where the factory seatbelts mount, so that's the way we made it. And this is the same as V1. This location hasn't changed at all.
Okay, looks good. Okay, I think we're caught up there. Man, there was a lot of questions. Ginger! Definitely need to do the aluminum roof as well.
Okay, so one of the things I was going to say on the aluminum roof is, when you roll over, you got to think about the ground that you're rolling over onto. Almost always there's rocks, bushes, plants, trees, like whatever. All that stuff can just poke right through and get you. So the aluminum roof really adds a significant layer of protection. And I hate to tell you, but I've tested it myself, and I wouldn't drive a Jeep without it, for sure.
Hold on. Let's see. What would be required? This is Daniel Partita. What would be required to run longer coilovers up front to get more up travel? Need to get into the engine bay? I have 12 inches right now, but need to use 3-inch bump stops and still have room for up travel on 37s.
Okay, so you know all that stock stuff under the hood that's associated with your V6 and your anti-lock brakes and traction control and all the crap that's under the hood, that all has to go away like Terremoto. That's the only way you can run a longer shock. Because the inner fender right here is lined with crap from the factory. Tons of it. Look.
Aw. We'll show you on my beautiful Jeep what you don't want.
On top of that, she put an ARB under here. I mean, this is, you got all your fuse panel, your battery, your intake, all your anti-lock brake stuff. You would have to gut all of this stuff, which means you're turning it into Terremoto. So I would be stoked if you did that, because I hate all this stuff.
I'm never doing that.
It's all just trouble.
Don't get excited. It's all my comforts. I refuse to give them up. Okay. Let's see. God. Rick Turner, going through the calendar, looks like Great Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion is the closest you'll be to where I'm at in Arkansas this year. I got spoiled with Hot Springs and S'more the last couple of years.
I know.
Yeah. Snowboard Life. Hey, GenRight crew, when are you going to restock your hoodies in XL? I'd love to get one.
Man, if they're not in stock, if you just order it, they have to make more. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Put it in your cart. Order it.
Yeah.
Can you show the dash bar clearance to the defroster vents? Sorry, Matt. I think you asked
Dash bar clearance to the defrost. Yeah. Yeah. Let me move this back. Right here. So you can see there's still a space, and the shape of the tube will still deflect that up onto the glass. Yeah, we trust me, we've thought about all this. We've very carefully thought about all this.
There's no 4x4 night on the website for March?
I don't know why. There is we are doing 4x4 night, but I'm not sure why Jamie omitted that. I think it was just a mistake.
Please talk more about coilovers mounting to V2.
In the back? If we go back over here, it's a kit. So let me pull up the kit. Great. If I could spell, that'd be great. No, still not getting it.
What size lift and tires am I running? I've got 37s and a 4-inch lift right now that we're going to replace with the Stage 1 Elite soon.
Yeah, that's
Which
actually
is also
next.
like a 4-inch lift?
This Jeep's not leaving until it has.
Is that also a 4-inch lift?
Well, it's exactly the same as what you have, because that's what we don't change on the Stage 1. So if you bought a Metal Cloak 10-inch, that's what you're going to have when you're done. Okay, if you bought a Rock Crawler 2-inch, that's what you're going to have when you're done.
Metal Cloak cage.
Okay.
I mean suspension. And I always give him a hard time. You got to hand it to Metal Cloak.
Okay, I think this is it.
If you roll in soft sand, the aluminum roof keeps the Jeep from sinking into the sand.
And more. And a lot more. Okay, so here's what it looks like.
That's cool.
Remember, on our website, if you click on any picture, and it'll open up into a bigger picture. And this is what it looks like. So that's the top of the shock tower. And then these tabs go up to the tube on the back, which is this tube right here. Okay, so your shock tower comes up, and then that thing bridges the gap between the two, and you eliminate these down tubes because you don't need them anymore. It's tied into the shock tower. Okay, that's a little kit. It's not very expensive. I think it's like $99. $99. There you go.
Terry says, put your ARB in the Jeep and not under the hood. I
Yes.
used to have that same setup. It always overheated after airing up 3 tires.
Oh, here you go. Here's
yeah,
that.
it does sometimes overheat after
Okay,
3 tires.
can you zoom in on this? It's the picture is terrible. I'm sorry, but now you can see the shock tower, and then you can see the little tie-in kit right there. This side's easier to see. So, super easy, $99, and then you got it. Okay. All right.
Wait, there's so many more.
Okay, keep going. We got time. We got another 20 minutes.
Okay, hold on. Are there any plans on a 2-inch cage for the TJ-LJ?
Okay, down the road, we've had requests for that, especially since these things have been built up more and more. You know, obviously when you add 1-ton axles and all that stuff, you know, you've added a lot of weight. So I would say yes down the road, but man, we've got some huge projects on our plate, and I can't even begin to tell you when we're getting there. So.
Oh, Terry says, can I be Tony's girlfriend too, so I can get these parts too?
Okay, well, Jennings is going to have to start showing up at events and driving this thing.
Yeah, you have to work here too.
Yeah.
You can't just be his girlfriend.
That's right.
I think Terry's a dude too. Not sure though. That's funny. Jim Dexter, will you guys be at Jeep Beach next month?
We will not.
What day will the Jeeps be at the raceway? We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. They should have a schedule published already, though.
Any updates on the budget TJ build?
That is after I do the stage 1 on this. Yep.
Okay,
it's rolling
Daniel
into this lift.
Has
right here.
another off-topic question.
Okay.
Is there a preference on tube or boxed-in plate for coilover towers? And do you know the longest front coilover for Jeep JKU without getting into engine bay?
Well, okay, so here's the real deal. 14-inch travel is about the maximum you can do on a Jeep, or you go past the amount your drive shafts can flex, your U-joints, or your steering. Okay, so and trust me, right now with a JK Elite with a 12-inch front and a 14-inch rear, you're ramping at 1080, almost 1100. That's more than enough for a Jeep. So because if you go past that, then the road manners are going to be, you know, ridiculous, and you know, it becomes a trail rig only. So.
Oh, someone said, I just ordered the old cage. But that's fine, right?
It's fine, yeah, yeah.
It's the same.
And it's $500 cheaper.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, okay, sorry for my confusion. DJ says, is there a single filler aluminum piece for aluminum top for V1, or is it just for V2?
The single piece is just V2. The V1 has a 2-piece, but they overlap, you know, so it kind of looks like one piece. But yeah, we have filler pieces for both. Just V1 is 2-piece. This one is a 1-piece.
What's for dinner?
I don't know. Have we thought about dinner?
Yeah, we got soup and salad.
Oh yeah, we're trying to trim Tony down a little bit. she fattened me up, and now she's trying to trim me down.
I don't know. Terry wants to be second in line.
And Terry, she's not my girlfriend anymore. She's my wife now.
Wifey.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta actually marry him if you want the cage. He doesn't just do that for girlfriends. How's Jeff doing?
Jeff is recovering. If you didn't hear, he had his appendix out. He had trouble with that the other night. He had to go to the hospital, and they said that baby needs to come out right now. So he's probably watching right now. I chatted with him earlier. He's just resting.
Him all day.
He's just
we need
resting.
you to do this, Jeff. We don't care that you're recovering from surgery.
But you know, he's a young lad, and he's tough.
Yeah, he's tough.
Yeah.
Jerry DeRimple on the front coilovers question. Going longer than 12-inch binds the drive shaft unless you build a 2-piece with a carrier bearing.
Right. See that, and you're also getting to the limitation of everything in the steering. So you know your Heims or tie rod ends can only go so far. before they're maxed out. So these are all considerations that you have to look after. And if you don't, trust me, they will rear their ugly head the first time you go out, and you'll be breaking stuff and not even know why.
Bill Potter asks, how thick are the stanchions?
These are thick. These are 5/16 thick. This is 3/8 thick right here up at the top and then it doubles right here, and then it comes down and ties into this, which is another 1/4 inch, and then, ties in down here, which is also backed with another 1/2 inch thick plate down here. So there's tons of reinforcement on this. If you do our aluminum dash, then this crossbar is under the dash, and we have tubes that go all the way down, and you can tie into the frame. And you can see all that stuff on our website too.
T89 says, I started a new job last week, and my boss is an old friend of yours, Tony. His name is Andy Frazier.
Oh, yeah. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a long time. Yeah, He and I grew up over in Lynn Ranch, pretty close to where we live now.
Yeah, that's true. Jeff's a hockey guy. No question, he's tough.
Yeah.
That's true. Patrick says, Tony, the radiator and fan you transported to TDS Safari to me is already installed and running smoothly and quietly.
Wow. Patrick upgraded to the brushless, and I was wondering if he could tell a difference. Like, is it louder, or does it sound like it's pulling more air?
Nice.
So, yeah, good job, man. He wasted no time.
Bo Fisher says, just getting in. Any two-door love?
I knew that was going to be one of the questions tonight. We have not adapted, but what I can tell you is all the changes happened here. So for us to do the two-door, putting the existing tubes on the back really isn't that tough. So if somebody's really ready to order, then I will work on it. But if I have no orders, I'm not working on it. We have so many projects. I have over 100 that I'm working on. So,
Jerome says the cage A-pillar, it looks like a mount.
Right here. Yeah, it almost looks like a light bar mount or something, but it's actually the way that the factory tied into the windshield frame. Now, the reality is, if you're not going to run a windshield frame, then I wouldn't even weld those on. They're not necessary. But I've only, other than myself, I'm the only one that I know runs without a windshield frame. So in most cases, when this is up, it's clean and you don't even see it.
I didn't realize you run without a windshield frame.
Right there. You don't.
How does that work?
What do you mean? No. When I was racing.
Oh, like just no windshield?
No frame, no nothing. That's heavy. Those things are 150 pounds.
But now you do.
Well, right now I have one on, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, but what I was trying to describe to him was the brackets are hidden. So, because the screws come in from the bottom, but you don't see them at all when the windshield's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super clean.
Will there ever be a two-door JK stretch like the TJ to LJ?
We've had a dealer of ours in Houston do that. I actually made him the stretch corner guards and everything. So if you want to reach out to Dave at Brave Motorsports, I'm sure he'd be happy to help you. I made him more parts than he needed, so he's got more that he could sell to you or put on your Jeep. So, yeah.
Rob from PA, will you have the optional tray for coolers and tools for V2?
Yes. Yeah, that's...
Good question, Rob.
This dimension didn't change, so all the brackets that we already have for V1 fit perfect in here to run the tray and everything for V2. Yep.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, those are good questions. Everybody's on it, so they've been saving up their questions.
Anthony says, was it just me, or did TDS seem like there was less people this year?
They were more spread out, I thought. When I went over on the Truckhaven side, I couldn't believe how many people were camped over there. So, I think they were just more spread out. I don't know. But it was fine with me. We had a great time. We wheeled our butts off, and I took the guys on some crazy hard stuff that ended up taking out my door. So I had a good time.
Love the polo shirt you're wearing, Tony, says
Thanks.
Patrick.
Yeah. Hopefully it makes me look slender.
It does. David says, damn, I guess I need another cage.
Well, look, V1 is just fine. This is like, going from the iPhone 14 to the iPhone 15, right? They always have something. And, you could pull yours out and sell it, of course, because the mounting points are all exactly the same. So you could give the guy the new mounting points you got with this cage and put this cage in yours. So totally possible. Yep.
Milwaukee mounts on the GenRight basket works out so well.
There
DJ
you go.
said.
There you go.
Okay, we're caught up.
Wow. We did
I
good.
didn't miss any.
We did good. Let's see. I think we covered the main things.
Wait, on the V2, can you still order the straight bar behind the driver and passenger seats instead of the X star?
No, the only way it comes is the X. And if you omit the tubes, then that's up to you. We do not recommend that. We recommend every tube you see right here, right now. They're all in there for a very specific reason, to provide you and your family the most safety possible. This X bar is incredibly important. It is also required in every single form of racing. And it means when you hit, like say you just roll over, it doesn't let the cage parallelogram on you. It gives you the support that keeps this thing away from your head. And, it's kind of like the difference between wearing a open face helmet or a full face helmet. Open face will give you some protection, but not as much as a full face. This is a full face.
David said, well, I get a new iPhone every year, so you're just selling me more.
Right.
That's funny.
Hey, we got to stay in business. Sorry.
On the V2, will the aluminum dash work with it?
It will. Yep.
Cool. When is V2 available?
V2 is on the website. You can purchase it right now, and they're shipping at the end of March, early April, depending on when you get in. Oh, and there's one more thing I got to show you. So each of these cages is going to come, can you see that? With a serial number.
Ooh.
1 through 100. So Jennings is getting 1 of 100.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes. So this comes in every single cage.
Oh my God, I love that.
Of the new V2. Okay. And what we're doing is we're going to put this right above the windshield, or the rearview mirror on the brow bar. So that's where that gets tacked in place.
1 of 100.
1 of 100.
You
and then,
think you'll sell more than 100?
Oh yeah, but we're also trying to give people motivation for that first 100. So
I love it.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So, and then this one, we're all done with this one. We just put the handles in. I got to tack that piece on, and I'm going to tack on a nut underneath the brow bar so that down the road, if she wants to go to a mirror like I have in Terremoto, that can thread right on there. And then this is ready to go to powder coat. So
I'm embarrassed to admit how much that little thing excites me. Oh my God,
that was,
1 of 100.
by the way, that was actually a customer suggestion.
That's great.
And
I love that idea.
I thought it was a great idea. Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Terry, does the JLU cage have an X behind the rear seats, or am I thinking wrong?
No, it does. Again, refer to over here. It's what we did was we made it more mild so that when you put the seats down, you can put stuff through. So you've got these bars on both sides, but even this little bit helps reinforce and structure this whole thing. Okay, so this is all very important. And like I said, that's exactly the same on V1 and V2. And we've got hundreds of customers that have tossed their Jeeps and tested this for us, including myself. So we know it works.
Okay, Matt McDonough says, off topic.
Sure.
I'm having ARB air locker issues again.
Okay.
I'm getting oil back up through the solenoid.
Yeah, that's
the
not good.
axle vents are clear and the locker holds air and locks. Has the air collar lost a seal?
That's what it is. Now, that collar, goes back and forth, and it is normal to get some oil back up in the line. You could pop it off the diff, You could take out the solenoid, clean that out, and then if your solenoid is loaded with oil, you can clean it or just get a new one. But unless the locker's not working, then I would say just clean it and run it.
Yeah, that's right. DJ said badges. Jeep people love badges. That's correct. That is correct. See them?
Yeah.
Love them.
Yeah, she's all about the badges. Don't get her going.
Well, Josh Nestor takes us on some pretty awesome badge hunting expeditions across the country.
And they're on both sides of this Jeep.
Yeah, so we have collected a few, and we have gone some awesome places that way.
And she had them on her old Jeep, so she was taking this Jeep and her JL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'd love to get my GenRight cage, but I like reclining my seats in my LJ. I do too, Glenn. I'm going to be a little bummed out. I guess you could go in the back seat.
You could just
lay it down.
Or just
make a bed.
Get out and get a cot. I don't know.
No.
Something else.
Badge trip, Josh. We need one. Like this Christmas.
You're adding this cage for safety. That stock one is... It's like a bicycle helmet.
No, I'm adding it for the cute little badges and the red look. Because it'll make my Jeep look amazing.
I was trying to talk her into powder coating this silver like the fenders.
Safety,
But she wants red.
I've only rolled it once. Let's see. We are... Oh, he said that was my idea.
What's that?
Deirdre Berger.
Yes, that was
Best
his idea.
ever.
That's right.
Her idea.
That's right.
That's awesome.
And he's going to order one of these new cages and take his out and sell it.
You should add one little difference to her so you could give the 1 of 1 badge for your wife's Jeep. More marriage tips available for Jeep parts. Thanks, DJ. I like it. Matt says, my ARB compressor and solenoids are in the little trunk in the back, and man, it stinks. Oh, no.
Yeah, that gear oil. Jennings complains about gear oil smell all the time.
Aftershock.
Yeah, I had a quart dump over, and it just, I can't get that smell out.
Set it on fire. The whole Jeep has got to go. Let's see. Snowboard Life says, hey, Tony, will GenRight ever take a trip to the East Coast? I'd love to meet you guys watching from Ohio.
Oh, man. Well, you've missed me. Because I've been on the East Coast a bunch of times. Especially the last 2 years. But this year I'm taking off. I've got so many projects that I've got to finish them.
Don't worry, Summer. Red is the only color for me.
Oh, jeez.
We're caught up.
We're doing good, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
That's funny.
Well, it is 6 o'clock right now, so we've burned through our hour. Let me see what other slides I've got.
Steve Vance just popped on and says, I missed the details on the new cage. Quick recap. Oh. Only for you, Steve. Do it. Start the show over. It's Steve.
Okay. Quick recap.
Okay.
More visibility through the windshield. We've moved. This bar is now 1 tube where it was 2 tubes. We've lowered this dash bar down. We've moved the brow bar forward. The interior tubes, we've downsized to 1 3/4 for more leg room on the inside. We've raised both the front and rear harness bars, which also moved the tubes to give more leg room and better approach for the harnesses. What else? Obviously, the roof changed, the filler plate, the aluminum roof and the filler plate changed. And that's about it. The attachment points are still the same, but the exterior tubes are all 2-inch. And we've added some additional gussets in the front. Why don't you show that? Like, move over and show that. Right there. That looks really trick.
That?
That. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we looking at?
This is an additional gusset. We used to just weld the tube on, and now it's this nice extra gusset. And you can see this is 3/8 thick. All these plates these are super massive, even the gusset right there. So this is a very, very strong, basically when you roll over, this is where everything lands. It's on the A-pillar. So you've got to make that super strong.
Just for you, Steve.
And then Steve, this is new, right? Just like the JL. we put the little GR plate on the side, and there's an additional gusset right here. So that's what...
B-pillar chop angle to match the factory angle?
Still the same. So if you want to do that, you've got to bend this plate or add something on if you want to match the factory angle. Yep.
Steve's our JK Len.
He is.
Owner.
That's right.
We love him.
All right. Well, then we're going to wrap up the show.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. I was going to give a little recap on TDS, but basically the recap was going to be that I need you to bring parts for your Jeep that are specific to your Jeep. So if it's a pitman arm or a wheel sensor, wheel speed sensor, anything that's specific to your Jeep, you need to have the part and the tools to replace those. We had somebody break a JL pitman arm. Those are hard to come by, and the tool is not a normal tool. So those are things I need everybody to think about, all right? And then we've got the rest of our events on the calendar on our website. Go there, sign up. There's more information. We've been adding more information for each of the different events. And we look forward to seeing you guys. I know I'm not coming to the East Coast like I did last year. Come west. It's great out here. You're going to love it. So just figure out a way to do it. All right. Till next Wednesday. Thanks, everybody, and have a good rest of your week.